I caught, for Cincinnati for 2 years, and 14 and 15. And Chapman, he was our closer when that happened, and I felt like I was doing something extraordinary. I'm catching my countrymen, and also I'm catching one of the guys. They only throw over 100 miles per hour, so I tend not to screw up. I had to make sure because all eyes were me. You know what I mean? Because I was the guy.
So was the ball. I couldn't imagine that ball hitting you.
Okay, exactly. So it's kind of like got to a point where ESPN, MLB Network, and everybody is like, well, how hard Chapman threw. But now it's like, okay, this is another guy, this is another guy, and this is another guy, and they continue to come, especially with the younger generation, and that's what it's all about. I mean, I understand, that people, sometimes they feel like, the guys they're rushed, a little bit, to the big league level. But if you got the talent and if you dominate your league and you prove that you belong to a big league, why hold you back? I agree. And obviously, I'm right now we are an organization that, we are understanding and continue to promote, our younger players. And why not? I mean, it's like I say, if you're ready and you have the talent and you have the understanding and you have the mindset, to continue to grow, why am I going to stop you? So I feel like there is a lot of help. Obviously, during the off season, some guys they go in the heat with the hitting coaches, and some guys they go and go to different places where they get continue, to develop and they continue to get better. So it's a very good combination between between the season and then the off season, and guys continue to work and continue to get better and continue to push themselves to a very good level. And obviously there is a motivation behind it, not just that you're going to be a big leaguer, but now $710,000. That is a pretty good excuse,
of course,
for you to go out there, and try to make it to the big league, But I mean, I think, in my humble opinion, I think that I the future, of baseball is very good because a lot of younger players are coming up, like I said before, and they continue to get better and they continue to push themselves, to the limits, and that is a good thing. Nobody's settling. A lot of the guys, they want to continue to go out there and grind and compete, and as an industry, it's a good thing to to watch. And obviously every organization is different. Every organization got different philosophy and different mentality. But at the same time, man, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And now those guys, they really make me look old. Because my players, when I talk to them, and I mention a few guys, from my era, they go like, who is that? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that these guys, I'm coaching these guys because, it's all about the new wave, like I call it. And, you have to love it. You know what I'm saying?
So actually, while we're on the topic of 100 miles an hour, we actually had your former teammate in Detroit 2 weeks ago, Bruce Rondon. We had him on the show. He actually became the first pitcher in his rookie year to throw 9 pitches 100 miles an hour in one relief outing. I don't know if you caught that game. I know Alex Avila was there too that year. I'm not sure if you caught that game, but yeah, it was his rookie year in August. So that is a little fun fact for you.
I'll tell you what, he a lot of the players that they didn't remember that it was me. The one who was catching that, that he was him. I'm sorry, the one who was catching that game. That Nick Switcher, hit a foul ball, and then I let that baseball come back in to be fair, and I grab it, and then I tag him. You know what I mean? And everybody's been talking about that play, for a lot of years and stuff like that. And he was the one who was pitching that day.
Oh, okay.
He was the one who was pitching that day, and I love Bruce, man. He really was good to us. He was a great teammate, and hopefully, hopefully sooner or later, he can come back, to a big stage, because I know that he's playing in Venezuela during the Winter Bowl, but I don't know who is playing, who is playing now. I don't know if he's playing for
he's playing in Mexico now.
Mexico, right?
Yes.
Or maybe Mexico, yeah, or maybe Mexico. But, great time with them. We celebrate together, we cry together. Because that year it was a tough year for all of us. I'm talking about 2013.
Right.
But with that being said, man, it's the game is evolved, and you have to evolve with the game and continue to get better.
So I wanted to ask now also about a teammate of yours that is one of the best pure hitters, maybe the best pure hitter of this generation, Miguel Cabrera. He announced he's going to retire at the end of next season. So what was he like as a teammate and just as a legend, a baseball icon?
If it's not the best, it's one of the best out there. Miggy is one of those guys that he really want you to be better. Mig is one of those guys that he really would do whatever it takes, for you to be better. And not just if you're Latino or if you are American, Mig always is there for you. He really make me better. As a matter of fact, I have to be very thankful, to him, to Prince Fielder, Torrey Hunter, Victor Martinez, because, those guys that really helped me with my game. When I played for the Tigers, that was the best the best year that I had offensively. And all the credit goes to those guys, and obviously, Lloyd McClendon, that he was our hitting coach. But Miggy, man, Miggy is special. Miggy is one of those guys that he really make you, be around him. Love to be around him. And with that being said, I feel like I have my hopes that he's not going to retire. I have my hope that he continues to do what he's doing because, look, he's been one of the best hitters that we have, this year, and that he continued to do what he does. If I'm not mistaken, I think today he was 3 for 3.
Yes, I think he was today. I think he was today. Yes,
because here we are in Ohio, so we don't have.
He's still hitting
cable,
over 300.
But, we don't have cable to see, our guys.
He's still hitting over 300.
Watching from the Cleveland, TV, station. So, but I think Miggy, is one of those guys that he really, 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 going to continue to make a positive impact, in this game, and everybody love Miggy, and why not? Because the guy is first class.
Yeah, it was 3 for 3 with a walk and an RBI today as well.
There we go. You see, I missed that walk, but I knew it was like 3 for 3.
He's hitting 300.
He's
so
308 right now. Yes. Yep, on the season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We are talking.
It is unbelievable.
We are talking to 12-year MLB catcher and West Michigan Whitecaps manager Brayan Pena. Last question from me, Brian. The time that you were on the field, was there a particular player that you were starstruck when you got a chance to see him go to the plate and you're catching against him, or even just having a conversation on the field with some of your, the icons that you remember in the game that everybody loved? Is there a particular player that you just always were starstruck to see when you were on the field?
Miggy. I spent, a lot of years with Kansas City, so we had to play them a lot. And remember his prime years. There was those years that I was with the Royals, and then he won the Triple Crown, and then the next year after that he had much better numbers. That in 2013 he had much better number than the one that he had before. It's just like one of those guys that you really want to see what he's doing, because he really give you what you he takes what you give him. And pure hitters, they do that. They're not trying to do too much. They're just trying to stay within themselves. And also they take advantage, of every opportunity that you give them, to be successful. And that is exactly, what Miggy's been doing his entire career, So it's very, very nice, to see, him, continue to do what he's doing, especially for us. But with that being said, Mike Trout, it was special too. When Mike Trout, he was walking, he got something around him that you go like, wow, this guy, is he a football player? Is he a baseball player? Is he an MMA fighter? I mean, because, he's just got that he just got it.
The it factor, yeah.
The it factor, thank you. And he's so humble. He's one of those guys that you really want, him, to marry your daughter. That's it.
Well, don't tell your daughter that. Don't tell your wife that.
Exactly. So he got the money, he got the fame, and also he's so humble and so good looking. I mean, this kid is perfect. You know what I'm saying? But it's just what impressed me the most, about Mike Trout is that he's been so great for so long, not just on the field, but off the field, that, he's a true role model. And, I love to see him play too,
So another guy that, on the topic of retiring soon, Yadier Molina retiring this year, who you played in the last year of your career with the Cardinals, is also a guy that I've said is going to be if he wants to, is going to be a brilliant future manager with his baseball IQ and the way he works with pitchers. So what was he like as a teammate when you were there in St. Louis the final year of your career?
Wow. I'm talking about, like, probably I'm going to get, some text messages or phone calls, from a few of my friends. But I'm talking about, the best catcher in our generation. I think, a lot of people don't know behind the scene, how hard he prepared and how great he is as a teammate. My first year that I signed with the Cardinals, I show up, in spring training, and at 5:30, have, everything done. Because at 7 o'clock in the morning, he wanted to be working with the younger catchers, with the minor league catchers. And he did that every single day. So that is telling you, how much he cares about the organization. That is telling you how much he cares about people, and especially about, the younger catchers. And in the clubhouse, he's one of those guys that everybody loves to be around because, there is a lot of knowledge, there is a lot of experience. He makes sure that he always gives you something, for you to continue to learn and for you to continue to get better. And it's exactly what you guys say. I believe that he's going to be a manager in the big league, someday. And, right now, I think, he's going to be managed in Venezuela this next off season. And then I don't know yet because it's not out yet, but probably he's going to have an opportunity to manage, the Puerto Rico team, in the WBC. So obviously this is just me speculating because they haven't made that announcement yet. But I know he's ready. Everybody knows that he's ready. Everybody knows that that nobody prepared better than he does. And and he's well respected. Not just on and off the field, but he's impressive. It's impressive to see a guy hit a ground ball to shortstop and the entire stadium, Yadier. He just hit a ground ball to shortstop. Brayan Pena had to hit a homer or something for guys to clap. And this guy just hit a ground ball to shortstop. And everybody's screaming his name and yelling his name. That's how special he is, man. That's how great he's been, for that organization and for the fans, to appreciate him like that. Him and Wainwright, obviously Wainwright and I, we played together when we were, younger with the Braves. But, just to see, the reaction, just to see, how much, the Cardinals fans, love him and his teammates and coaches and front office and everybody. I mean, it's special. And he's special, and some are chosen, and he's one of those.
Before we let you go, I have one question to ask you. Are you a Patriot fan? Honestly?
Huge Patriots fan.
Really?
I'll tell you what. And I'm going to tell you why it's funny. When Brady moved to,
Tampa.
When he moved to Tampa,
yeah.
right? I was like, well, this is going to be a real test. Am I a Brady fan or am I a Patriots fan, right? But, I suffered our losses more than anything. And then I embraced his victory, Like, okay, I'm glad that he's doing good, but I still upset because we lost. Every Sunday, I go in out there and I continue, to suffer. I continue to go out there and it feels like why he left us. I feel like why we didn't do enough, to keep a guy like him. So I definitely more like a Patriots fan than a Brady's fan.
Brian,
but
I loved you.
I
love you. But the fact that you're a Patriot fan, I'm lost at words. I'm lost at words, man. But
this is going to be even crazier because I'm obviously I didn't have the blessing and the opportunity, to be in college here, in the States.
Mm-hmm.
But I became a Michigan fan, because of Brady. So I'm blue 100%.
Oh.
So
another one of our fans that is a big Michigan guy.
I'm fighting against myself. You know what I mean? Every single Sunday and every single Saturday, I'm fighting against myself. I'm fighting against my feeling. You know what I mean? But I got to do whatever it takes to continue to survive because I don't want to have a heart attack when, the Patriots and Tampa, they will play. It was very hard for me to, that we play against each other, when we played Tampa, and he went and he beat us. But I felt like it was a very competitive game. But I was rooting for the Patriots, so definitely I'm more a Patriots fan than Brady fan.
They almost won that game too. They were very close.
Yeah, it was
one
very
of
close.
the best defensive performances against Tampa.
Or something. But Bill Belichick, man, he did what he's supposed to do, and he kept that game, very close. So we have a chance. We had a chance. So, but Brady's Brady. You got to give him a lot of credit. And obviously, he's one of those guys that he just came to this earth, to be great. And, it's hard for you, even though if you're not a Patriots fan or a Tampa fan, it's hard for you not to appreciate what he does,
Well, we really appreciate you joining us, Brian. We know you are a very busy man as you're a manager over there in the minor leagues. We wish you nothing but the best of luck. We definitely would love to get you back on at the end of the season and see how you're doing and see how your team did. And we'll talk more sports with you when we get you back on.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it once again, man. I love you both. I'm a huge fan. With my schedule it being a little busy, it was a little bit difficult, but it worked perfectly for today. And God bless you guys and your family.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
And thank you. Thank you for all your time. And we'll talk to you soon. I'll have Speedy reach out to you again, my friend.
All right, guys. Thank you.